This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. Today's topic is Jack Welch, the media business, and being the big dog. So here's the concept that Jack Welch always had in business. And for those of our younger listeners, Jack Welch was the legendary CEO of General Electric through its greatest days. He's come under some criticism in the last decade or so, but for a long time he was thought of as the premier CEO in the country for a very long time. One of his business concepts is that you want to be first or second in a business or not in the business. And I think this concept, this idea, there were a number of different thoughts on it. The thought on it was that when things are going great, if you're top in your business, you clean up. When things are going poorly, you still survive and make it through. So the idea was don't be in an area, a niche, an area, unless you're going to be first or second. Now, what you're seeing in big media today is that play out on a very grand scale. There's these huge ad search businesses, Meta platforms, Google, even Amazon today, and they are ultimately cleaning up. Google's business is still 90% ad search, and they are cleaning up. The flip side is some of the smaller ad search businesses that are quite popular, the Pinterest business, the Snapchat business. God knows why people use Snapchat, but Snapchat, I say that jokingly. I know people love it. The kids love it. Lots of people love it. But those businesses that are dwarfed in size by Google, Amazon, and Facebook, Meta platforms, are getting crushed compared to the money that's being made by Google, Amazon, and Facebook. And it reminds me of the adage that, and Jack Welch said this really well, want to be number one or two or not in a business, and it might be 1, 2, or 3, whatever the number is, but the huge majority of market share goes to those companies. So when it's going great, they clean up. When it's going poorly, they survive. And this is really held true as we've watched this earnings seasons and watched the last year or so with media. Fascinating to watch. Any event, thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. Jack Welch, the business of media and the big dog. Thank you for listening. Again, text Scott Becker at any time, 773-766-5322, and feel free to send us ideas for podcasts. Listen separately to a couple podcasts on Expedia, some of the other things that are happening right now. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast.